everyone, and welcome back to Second Rank Fire. As always, I'm your host Ben, and Dave, hello.
Hello everyone, how's it going? Nice to see you and to talk to you all.
It's just us.
See, I'm just changing up, you see. Just changing up. Yeah, I know.
Change your peppery. It feels weird
I know.
just having
No
two of
guests
us
today.
again after. I know, two guests on the bounce again.
I know. Who knows what's on the horizon? Ben's a happy chap.
Yeah, sure am. Shall I start this week?
Yeah, go on then. It's always been me.
I feel like I've done stuff. Yeah, I feel like I've done. It's only been a week, so I guess the caveat is it has been 1 week, and Dave has been at work every day until God knows what time. So I'm going to try and pull my weight. I've tried to do a little bit at least this time around. So YouTube wise, got my review done. So I got one done for the t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. There we go.
Yep. It's a secret. Small print. He needs to wear it on podcast now. Just so.
I fulfilled my obligation. It's worthwhile. Like the stuff's like, I'm going to plug it now. I don't. There is no reason for me to. But genuinely, like I said in my reviews, the stuff they've sent over is genuinely really good. I've been really impressed by it. So yeah, I have got my Ultramarine t-shirt on, even though I'm not a blueberry. Yeah, I've got a few more to make. With it, I quite enjoy doing those reviews. They're not a massive hit on Instagram, obviously, because it's a 3-minute reel, but it does okay on YouTube, so I'm not too bothered. Painting wise, I've started some brutes. So obviously last time I was sort of talking about the fact that I was struggling a little bit to get back in and start painting properly, so I wanted to crack on with some iron jaws. So rather than trying to break out the big cabbage, which I'm still painting in the background, but it's quite slow, I thought I'd get some brutes out, get some paint on them, and try and work out a way of doing it relatively quickly, which I've really enjoyed. I'm really pleased with how they're turning out. I primed up the Brute Rages that I got built on stream, and I also primed up my October Orc, which I don't think I talked about on the last episode. I don't think.
No, I don't think you did.
Okay, so Cryptic Cabin have no, I don't think I did. I don't think so. Anyway, I'll talk about it now. Cryptic Cabin have sent me over one of their October Orcs. So for those that don't know, it's sort of similar to what I was doing with the Travelling Man Challenge. So you get a random Orc, and this time it's really cool. So they've partnered with a company called Steamforged. They do some really unique designs. Their Orcs are really cool. So you get one of their random Orcs. You get 3 paints from P3. 2 of their brushes, including one of their synthetic brushes, which is really cool, given they're brand new. You get some of their coffee, which I've not had yet, but it's supposed to be really good. And you get some stickers. Yeah, that's everything that comes in the box. Oh, and you get a cool box. It's like a cool themed box.
I've seen
people
inside. It's quite cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool. Yeah, it's like they're custom made boxes for the October challenge. So when you get one, if you can go and buy one, so you can go to Cryptic Cabin and get one. If you do, any use of the affiliate link would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, so they'll only sell them in October, obviously October. And the idea is that you paint it through October. It's not a challenge, like a competition or anything like that. But they basically do it at cost, so they don't make any money from it. Really, they make a little bit, obviously, but not a huge amount. So yeah, I was one of the sort of chosen few. So there's going to be, how many days is there in October? 31? 31.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go with 30. Yeah, let's go with 31.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they've got 31. Oh wait, no, it's 31. They've got 31 people from Instagram. I was about to call myself a content creator, an influencer, whatever you want to call me. A person. They've got 31 people, and they've sent them out ahead of that time. And so every single day through October, Cryptic Cabin will be posting it. Mine is the 2nd of October. They sent them all at the same time. So some lucky fool has got the 31st of October, and they've got the whole month.
So
plus a little bit.
You've only got the day set to you. Like yours is the 2nd. You got to get yours done by the 2nd.
Yes. So mine will be posted on Instagram with Cryptic on the 2nd. So I did obviously get mine last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got mine last week. And then, yeah, actually, I think I got it the day after we recorded. Because I think that's probably why I didn't talk about it, is because I got it the day after. Yeah, I went and picked it up. It's a really, really cool one. It's like, it's got like food on, like, bones. Yeah, it's like bones coming off its shoulders. It's got like food on there. It's got like a little stew pot. It's got like a cleaver. It's like a little butcher orc. It's really cool. Really big. I say little. He's really big and chunky. So yeah, I have had about 2 weeks to paint him. I'm about halfway through. I started painting him up on stream on Sunday. Yeah, so I've got to get that done in the next week, just over a week as we're recording. So as this goes out, I've probably got like half a week to get it finished. So if I've not got it finished, somebody just give me a prod. You won't know because I went and posted it. But if you know me and I've not got it finished, just give me a little prod and make sure I do get it finished. And I also started building up the Tusk boss, the big pig from the Ironjaws. So I built up the body of the ball, and then I ran out of time, so I had to go and do some priming and stuff like that. But I've started. I think that's everything. I think that's quite a lot for me in a week.
Yeah, definitely. Compared to my end, it's abysmal for me this week. When we had like a week gap between the two.
Yeah.
If you don't know, I'm doing 6 days a week between 10 to 13 hour shifts. So I really need to pull my fucking finger out and get stuff ready for this event in 2 weeks. So I'll just go get built. I don't care if it's not painted. I'll lose the 10 points, but I'm sure the event Rally Minds won't mind anyway. Because it's just people getting together, just play games with a cool narrative. But when you... so, my goals... So, this week, I've done that all. So, this week coming, I've got 3 battleships to build, a Riptide to build, and 10 Powerfinders to build. Doesn't sound a lot, but it's just trying to fit it in between everything else. Because at the moment, I don't know about you, so I'm getting to a point now, I hate building shit. I hate it. Just taking mould lines off. Oh, it's so tedious.
Oh, mould lines. What was I building the other day? Oh, that Tusk, the Tusk boss, the big pig.
Yeah.
I've never seen mould lines like it. They are abysmal. They're so prominent. They're crazy bad.
Yeah. So I'm not looking forward to that. But as we both know, is that when you go through this hobby, through the stages, you realise how bad mould lines are when you want to paint them. Because you just stand out like a sore thumb. So you're damned if
especially
you do, damned if you don't. Yeah.
A slap chop is like mould lines are slap chop's worst enemy.
So that's quite a quick, short week for me. So,
I mean, you've got a lot to do, but to be fair, we have got 2 weeks between us and the next one, so we've at least got a bit of time.
If people know me through Instagram and stuff like that, if I do something, I usually do it, especially for events. It's usually a pattern. I'll get it all built, but it won't be painted because it just won't be because I haven't got enough time for it. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. But the most important thing, I've got my doubles army done. So that's the most important thing. So, yeah, that's me. Oh, I'm just probably waiting for my missile pods to come through the post. I think they're downstairs, I think.
Oh, yeah. Because you're doing like the call of you're just going for like full missile pods, right?
I'm just going, they're matching the Tail Commander Enforcer, who's got like 3 missile pods, and even though in my doubles at the moment I'm using 1 car, but in my 2K I'm going for the experimental weapons or experimental detachment thing. So it gives me longer range weapons.
You're talking Tau to me, like it's all.
Oh no, I'm just talking dirty to you. I bet you're loving it.
Yeah.
So he's got like the launcher, airburst fragmentation launcher, which in my enhancements I've souped it up, so it's like +3 strength and additional AP as well.
It's
And
pretty
with
tidy.
the extra, and it's indirect as well. It's quite cool because it's quite fluffy. I can like choose something out of the blue while my missile pods shoot something else. And with the extra 6 inches of range, it should be quite versatile, especially those backfield objective holders like intercessors or something like that. Just to
Yeah.
like have like a strength 6 blast that's indirect, so you don't get cover anyway because it's indirect, I believe. I think that's what indirect does. You can't have
No,
cover.
so I think indirect. I think you can claim cover, but you can shoot anything, right? So you're at -1 to if you can't see them, you're at -1 to hit. I think that was
Yeah,
the big
I
change
know
to
that.
indirect.
Yeah.
So I think they can, if you can't see any of them, they can still claim cover. But still, man, if you can hit anything on the board, yeah, like those. But infiltrators, from a Space Marine point of view, infiltrators and scouts, they're in every Space Marine list because they're midfield objective holders. You just stick them into cover, nobody can get to them. Yeah, shooting those off the board, that's a big win against Space Marines at the very least.
Yeah, so I've got that. That's about it. So I think at the event I will probably run. My competitive side will have to take a back burner. I would go Monkar in a competitive scene, but where it's fluffy, I'll go for the experimental weapons. So it's just a bit more fluff and gives you the extra range for the supremacy suits, outrange a Titan maybe. So it'd be quite good fun to get in the slugfest
Disgusting.
with a
Disgusting.
Tau supremacy suit. But yeah, so that's me. I've got a big week coming up. Because by then I'll probably mine next week when we record, which will be the 8th, which will be after the the next episode. That's pretty much my hobby progress. I'll just report back what happened and stuff like that.
That'd be amazing because that's going to be a really great event.
Oh yeah, and it'll be majorly covered as well by all the other big content creators, and you get like a little mini me over here that's going as well.
You'll be the biggest person there, Dave. You'll be the
whatever.
influence of the.
I'll stop it.
Ignore like Norse paints and anybody like that. Just ignore them. You will be the centre of attention, Dave. You'll be the big influencer of the day.
Stop it! You make me blush. But apart from that, that's about it. I know, right? Just moving up in the world.
Yeah, I know, you're right. You're leaving me behind, Dave. Leaving me behind.
I know, right? Just need to get those MDAs in now. That's it. We'll be well away.
If you could,
keeping up with the tiers.
If you could get us an NDA sword, that'd be grand. Yeah, we could actually start. We could start stealing their content.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's me done in a nutshell. That's quite a quick one for me this week. So shall we talk about the subject of the week for us this week?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk Old World, right?
Yeah. What little of it, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? So obviously we're gonna clickbait this of sort of why Old World fell flat on its face. It's fallen flat on its face. It's why is or was Old World in such a bad position when they first kicked it off? I mean, for me, the initial answer was super quick. Was the fact that they had so few models. First up, like they only released it with their 2 armies, right? Straight off the bat, you've cut out like 90% of your people straight away, right?
Yeah.
You've got no rules. You've got no models, or like not necessarily got no models, because some people might still have like models from the fantasy days if they're still playing fantasy, or they've got them in the loft or something. So some people might have had models. Loads of people won't. So, like me, for example, played fantasy back in the day. I had no models. So it's not like I had to come back in with the orcs and goblins, but they didn't even bring out rules, right? So, straight away off the bat, it felt like it was being set up for a fall.
Yeah, I agree, because I'm a Bretonnian player, heart from heart, back in the old days, with a peasant army and stuff like that. And I think it was a combo between they didn't have enough stuff, and they gave. I'm not having to go at the content creators and stuff like that, but there was a shed load of other people that got given stuff, and I put my hands up. We're all human. I got really salty by it because I couldn't get nothing. I tried everywhere, begged, borrowed, stealed, but I couldn't get anything. And that sort of put the lead in my balloon and just sunk me. I was like, you know what? I can't be asked. It's like it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. And I think it was at the time where GW had really bad supply chain issues. I don't know where they get their stuff
massive
from.
issues. Yeah, there were
And
massive issues with it.
even though I had, I'm sure many other people had notifications through when email back in stock, but as soon as it came back in stock, it was gone, and that was it. And
people
I feel
for it, didn't they? People did want it.
They bigged it up so much, and people knew how much they loved the old Warhammer Fantasy Battles. It was such an iconic game, and even though it wasn't the love child of GW, 40k was the love child. It got all the attention. Unfortunately, Fantasy fell by the wayside back in the day, where it was only for when I was a kid growing up. I got into Fantasy when I was about 12 properly. So I played a couple of years in 40k, but then I saw the fun side of Fantasy, where it was all the older generation that played it,
Yeah.
And it's like a sort of a different kind of community back in those days.
I mean, Fantasy was dying. I've obviously when I came back, Fantasy wasn't a thing. So it was still AOS First Edition when I started playing back again. Yeah, so Fantasy had died, AOS had started, and that was the thing. Sort of, I came back and I was like, well, I'd really like to kind of get back into Fantasy. It's kind of where I was before. Obviously, the gaming group that I was playing with, played 40k. But there was no AOS was dead back then. First edition AOS, people just didn't buy into it, especially that early in it, because people were just they're super salty about Fantasy dying. But I kind of read into it, and Fantasy was properly dying at that point. When they did kill Fantasy off, the people weren't getting into it. Like you say, it was a game for an older generation. So new people weren't getting into it. People were sort of falling out the hobby left, right, and centre. And so Fantasy was dying. They weren't. It wasn't a moneymaker for GW, so I can kind of understand it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. I'd never have wanted them to kill it off. But they are a company, and if it's not making them any money, and it's kind of killing it, you're going to kill it off.
Well,
right?
yeah, it's like a cancer. You've got to cut out what's not making money, and end up and try to refresh it, give it new life, and bring it back in. And it was always in the run up when the End Times came out, which was probably the best, I believe, fluff written stuff GW has ever done in lore aspects, where they actually literally killed name characters off left, right, and centre. Where Tyrion got the Avatar of Cain sword and stuff like that when he went against his brother and stuff like that, and it was whoa, we didn't see this coming, But when you get back on track, where with the armies coming out, I feel like they should have done. I'm sure people probably heard us say this before, but just bring everything out, just dump it in one it, and done. Because I feel like they're trying to stick to the timeline which they've done. I think it's before Karl Franz in the genre of the era, with the Tomb Kings rising up first time. Hence why they were fighting against Bretonnians, because they're Crusaders, they're in the land, they want to blah 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 and all that lot. And I think for me that threw me off quite a bit. I was like, but what about what's the dwarf guy called? I can't remember now. Thorgrim and stuff like that. He's not there.
Yeah.
Who I can't remember who's the High King of the dwarfs now. And it's the Bretonnian guy. It's not the guy of the Leon, whatever his name is. It's someone else. It's a complete refresh. I've played one game of it, and I feel where I played it with dwarves, it's not the fantasy I know.
Yeah,
in a way.
They did change. I don't think it's a million miles away, but it is different, isn't it?
It's a little tweaks. It's magic isn't magic anymore.
Yeah.
There's no like you got different. It's not the 8 winds of magic anymore. You got like enhancement, elemental, and other stuff. I can't remember. Don't judge me on it. But it is a different entity, and if you can get past it, that's fine. That's brilliant. It's still the same old fantasy load, but it's just the tweaks is different. Like when
Yeah.
you charge now, if for every I think it's every 3 inches you charge, you get +1 initiative. But back in the fantasy battles, it wasn't like that. So if you
Yeah.
charge, you strike first. That was it. End
Yeah.
of. You know, because you're the first, you get the initial wave coming in, so you'll have the upper hand of attacking so and so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they've got like a command phase now, almost similar to like 40k. They can do
Interesting.
like auras and stuff like that. I can't. Don't judge me. I can't. I've only played like one game,
Yeah.
and it didn't tickle my fancy. And don't get me wrong, where I am, there's a big player base that play it, which is fair play. Play to your heart's content. But I was quite disappointed. Dude. I think I had my high hopes quite high, and I went into it expecting quite high things. But
Yeah.
where I got into the nitty gritty of it, I went, oh, it's nothing like what the fantasy battles I had. And yeah, I think I came into it as a wrong perspective and stuff like that. And
Yeah, I guess if you thought about it as a new game rather than as it wasn't a continuation of fantasy, and I guess maybe that's why
yeah,
they called it old world more than anything. It is a plus, trademarks and stuff like that. They can reboot it as a new game for new people coming in, because let's be honest, a lot of the people who play fantasy still probably aren't going to get shifted onto old world because they're still playing fantasy.
no,
And so
yeah,
they don't want to move over to it, and so actually they're trying to pull in a new player base or people that have moved over to AOS, and so they probably had to get something that was kind of midway between fantasy and AOS. That way they could try and tempt people from fantasy or get people who used to play fantasy who don't play anymore back into it with that draw,
yeah,
but try and pull people out. I mean, to be fair, they don't want to pull people out of it, but take that AOS crowd that they've got and say, hey, look at this nostalgia, come and play this too. So yeah, I can kind of see what they were trying to do with it, but yeah, I do worry that it's taken old fantasy, because I said I've not played it yet. It has taken sort of those old fantasy players, and they've just all fantasy players have gone, well, this isn't fantasy. I don't want to play this. It's not the same.
yeah. I feel like they've
Yeah,
definitely missed something on the grand scale of like releasing stuff rather than drip free. I think it's about, was it 2 years ago now since it came out?
yeah.
And
Don't
they've
no,
just,
drip feed. They could have got away with drip feeding. I think they shouldn't.
I don't think they could.
They certainly can't get away with drip feeding when you wait this long between armies. If you're just going to be like, okay, we're going to take 12 months, and every month we're going to go, bam, here's a new box. These 2 armies are out. Like month on month, if you went, here's 2 armies, here's 2 armies, here's 2 armies, here's 2 armies, probably could have got away with it. Probably. When you go, oh, here's the initial box set, and then like 6 months later or whatever it was, they went, oh look, here's Orcs and Goblins, and you're like, yeah, but I wanted that 6 months ago when there was like people that wanted to get into it. Instead, you've left me 6 months, and now everybody that wanted to get into it's gone, it's not happening, I'm just going to leave it, I'm going to walk away. I'm like, well, I could go and buy Orcs and Goblins, but nobody's playing, so what's the point?
Yeah, I totally get it, and I feel like that's what I should have done. Like, so every once a month, release 2 new armies and stuff like that. It's like with like, so I'm surprised they didn't do that when. So you got like the 2 races, like Tomb Kings and Bretonnians. That's fine. It's all right. Dwarfs and Orcs and Goblins both at the same time. Bosh. Have like opposite factions rather than have one this month and go, right, I've got to wait till, and especially the roadmap, which has somehow miraculously just disappeared. The roadmap's not been publicised or nothing, because I think it's a load of baloney anyway. This roadmap, what
Oh, it's
they've
a load of
done.
rubbish. They've not met it anyway, so it's yeah.
Nah, and like, why give false promises? Um, and yes, I think they should have done that from the get go. And I've heard the independent stores got burned quite hard as well,
Massively, yeah.
and that was poor resource management there. And I believe personally, GW withheld the stock to fulfill their own stock because they were short at the end of the day.
Almost certainly. Yeah. They will prioritise their own stores and their own pre-orders off their stuff before anybody else. So they will actively. Yeah. I know this from chatting to various people, and I won't say who, but they have pulled stock from local game stores to meet their own stock needs. Well, it's better money for them, isn't it? So.
Yeah, absolutely, and they rather keep their own customer service happy, and vice versa, which is fair enough. They're a business at the end of the day. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah. Well, they get RRP, don't they? If they sell it, they get RRP. If they give it to local game stores, they don't get that. So
absolutely. So I think the biggest surprise they did was the CAF stuff.
Big fan, obviously.
Yeah, well, so you just wasted you won one anyway. Then what was it, 90 quid, £105 for another one?
They're like £80 for that, but then I also got the Gate Masters as well, so I've got those.
Some reason in my head, I feel like the CAF is a fantasy version of Votann, because they've got. I don't know if you played the Total War series, Warhammer 3.
I've not played Warhammer 3. 1 and 2 I played, not number 3.
So in Warhammer 3 Total War, they're in that, and when you look at their roster, they're missing quite a lot of cool things they could have in their army. So one, they got range units like handgunners, like the Empire and stuff like that with shields, almost like the Fusiliers in Six and Sigma, like them type of guys. Then you've got another stone statue like a jade dragon, jade lion, and stuff like that. And I feel like they've just missed the resource of material that they could have. They could have made the army fantastic. Don't get me wrong, the range is fantastic now. But
it's the best army in fantasy, and that's coming from someone who's historically been orc through and through. It is. I think Cathay, the Grand Cathay, show exactly what they could have done with Old World. Like they tried to hit with nostalgia and go with old models and stuff like that. They're still using metal. They're still using resins. A lot of the models haven't been upgraded to plastic. That's silly choice. Take those old models, keep them as their style. So for me, it's always the Orc Shaman. Do you know the one that had like the mask from Crash Bandicoot? Where's that?
And he's like doing like that, like on one leg.
You could take that model and you could just modernize it. You could take the skills and everything like that they've got from doing AOS, from doing Warhammer 40k and stuff like that. Turn it into plastic, update it so you've got better details. Keep the model, keep the character, everything like that, but just modernize it. They could have done that. They've got design teams that could definitely do that, but they didn't. And so certainly for me, Orcs and Goblins came out at a point where I was deciding what direction to go post 40k. So it was at a point where I was like, actually, from a 40k point of view, I'm kind of happy with my Space Marines. I had my Knights at the time as well, but I was like, I'm happy with my Space Marines. That's where I want to stay. So I was like, I want to branch out. I want to go to a different game. And so my options were: do I go down Orcs and Goblins from Old World, or do I go down Ironjawz from AOS? And actually, it was a relatively easy choice for me. Like, I looked at the Orcs and Goblins models and went, look, that's my childhood through and through. I've got a lot of nostalgia for it. Do I want to paint an entire army of them? No. They're old models. They looked good at the time, and I love the nostalgia of them. Fundamentally, AOS models are just better. Like the Iron Dwarfs models
Mm.
are just better models. They're better looking, they're easier to build, they're easier to paint. Everything about them is better. Why not do that across the Old World range? They had such a long time to bring this back. Just redesign stuff. Not all of it. Not all of it needed redesigning. Some of it was still in plastic.
It is torture because when you see like the new characters they brought out, like the Black Hawk War Boss with the from Forge World, which is Forge World. I can't remember what type of model it was. I think it was a Black Hawk. And when you compare it to the other Black Hawks, where they're like semi-monopose, like they're doing like the cha-cha-cha slide, pretty much. It is a bit of a pill to swallow. I do feel for Khemri guys, the Tomb Kings, where they still got the inflatable hands, like their hands are massive. And when you look at the new stuff come out, like the Herald, the Lich Priest on horseback, where the actual to scale and stuff like that. It is tough because when you see all these other cool ranges come out from 40k to AOS, and you look at the ugly child of 40k, Warhammer is the Old Worlds now, unfortunately. And even Lord of the Rings is by far a better sculpts.
Like the new stuff they brought out with the
Rohan people.
It's so much
Rohirrim,
better.
Yeah.
Rohirrim, that's the word. Yeah.
I do feel for it. I'm not going to knock Old World because there is some. I still believe it's probably the best movement game GW's ever done.
Oh yeah.
Where you've got if you haven't played Old World, where you've got a measure from the furthest point of an angle if you're on a wheel. So it's hard to visualize it or describe it to someone who's not into Warhammer.
It's not a skirmish game, is it? So like 40k and AOS, it's all about like individual models. Fantasy and what Old World is, it's all about units. So you have big chunky units. So yeah, you have wheeling, and then the way you do your movement and the way you break units and things like that is completely different.
Yeah, and I do believe Fantasy / Old World now is still you win games in the movement phase to set.
Yeah,
it's almost
100%,
it's almost like a chess game because Fantasy isn't heavily dense on terrain as you think it wouldn't be because when you think of historical terms, they usually pick a battle so it's almost favourable for one side or the other, or if it may be a bit of a mixture. But yeah, I think that's the only thing. Don't get me wrong, I may go to Warhammer World in 2 weeks and buy a random model for Old World, but I feel like it's not making me. You know, when you get like that eagerness, like what you said with the orcs, it doesn't give me the drive to go. Oh, you know what? I really like that force. I'm gonna splash out that much money, and it's also like a catch-22. You usually do your homework before you do it for your local surroundings as well, because you don't want to pump money into it and realise you don't have any player base around you. So it's like, oh, okay, so I just wasted like 500 quid on models that I will never play, you know. Then I feel like they've done people dirty as well with the base sizes, which is quite a bit of a naughty thing from GW.
Stupid.
Don't get me wrong, it does make the game look nicer when you got like dwarfs on 25s now for the size comparison. It does look really nice. But when you're an old school person that somehow managed to keep his army from the old fantasy days, and you realise, why is all my guys on 20 mils and now I'm on 25? It's like, do you expect me to chop all my guys off the base and glue them on? I'm surprised GW didn't. They missed a good idea or a sales idea for. Don't know if you still got your old force, but here's the trays to up your guys to this size. Like a lot of people in the MDF business and stuff like that, which capitalised on it majorly, which is fair play. everyone's
Oh,
in
yeah,
it for the game,
gotcha. Why would you not? Yeah.
you know. And yeah, and I think was it your monster sizes? They're really weird sizes now. I think they're on chariot bases, aren't they,
Yeah, they
or
are.
something
Yeah.
like
It's
that?
just such. It's another thing of just burning that old fantasy player base. Like, you're not gonna pull anybody that's playing fantasy, like still playing fantasy, because there's actually still quite a large player base who
Yeah.
still play old school fantasy. Why would you ever? Because the moment you do, you're like, cool. So now I've taken my dwarves and I've taken off 20 mil base now to 25. So I can't play fantasy because now all my bases are too big. So I can't play fantasy anymore. So I can only play old world. It just feels like throughout this entire old world thing, they've just made mistake after mistake after mistake, and it's not like they really talk about it. When you go to like Adepticon and things like that, where they talk like they really talk about like the Votann release and things like that was recently. They don't do that with Old World. They don't talk about it. They'll just bring out a new box with an army. There's no like big thing about it. It's just Cathay was the only thing. Like Cathay was, and I love Cathay. I've really bought into them. I think they're absolutely fantastic looking. I've heard more people talk about Cathay and kit bashing them into other stuff, into Cities of Sigmar, into Imperial Guard, into whatever. I've heard more people want to do that than play Cathay as Old World. It's just surely something's gone wrong. Yeah, surely something's gone wrong in that where someone's going, I really love that Sentinel kit. I'm going to turn it into a Dreadnought. You're like, no, what? You what? Like, you're not going to play that as Old World? No. Why would I play Old World? You know, just something's gone wrong there. Like it's just a little bit bonkers. Like people buying the ships and they go, oh yeah, I'll use this as part of my Caradron Overlords, and I'll use the ship for Caradron Overlords and stuff like that. You just like this is people don't want to play Old World. Some people do. Don't want. There is a player base that wants to play it, but
and
it's
does
nothing compared to what it was.
It does show it. It is still a big hit. Well, not maybe they're not slating Old World because we can't really give our 2 cents on it because we haven't played it, and I think at the end of it we're just negative against GW's thought and dispatch of how they manage Old World, because Old World is still selling out. Warhammer Old World doubles, that's still sold out.
Yeah, it's still happening.
And the Throne of Skulls and stuff like that. There is a player base out there, and I don't know in the GW tournament scene because if you haven't been following it, there's a few armies in Legacy and stuff like that. So that's in other words, like Legends, I believe, in people that don't know what Legacy is in fantasy. It's the armies that are not in the fluff, for say, like Skaven, for example, because they're not around that in this era, because they're like a myth and stuff like that. Chaos hasn't risen up, or they're slowly rising up, but yeah, and I feel like there should be a big story coming, but they haven't capitalised it on yet. But then I don't know what they will be bringing out, because I don't know where they can go from Cathay, because I don't...
It's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, you kind of look at like Chaos Dwarves. They just brought those out for AOS, not for Old World. So I think a lot of people fully expected those to be an Old World release. So you think that would be the next big thing, but yeah, it's a tough one. Like where do they go next? Do they start to? Is it a case of they're gonna finish bringing out a lot of the old armies, so to try and bring the fantasy players back in? Let's ignore base sizes for now. Try and bring those old people, those older players back in who used to play fantasy. I'm calling myself old there, so don't take it personally. I'm calling myself old. Are they then going to start releasing new models for it? I guess the problem they've got, and I'm going to go back on myself massively because I'm like, yeah, they should really be doing new models. If they do new awesome models, are they just going to shoot themselves in the foot, because are they just going to take a lot of their AOS crew? Because let's be honest, we've talked about it a lot. AOS, best models GW do.
Yep.
If all of a sudden they make really nice other fantasy models, are people going to be like, well, I'm not going to have two fantasy things. They're brand new, beautiful armies. Well, that's crazy. I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, I'm going back on myself now. Are they going to shoot themselves in the foot by doing new models?
So I don't think they will. I feel like they're just releasing. They'll sprinkle probably like a few characters here and there. I don't feel they'll do anything like they did with Cathy on Mass. It's the first time ever they brought out a whole new range of army for even fantasy battles, for example. I think the last time the new army came out for them was Demons of Chaos, when they had solely their own stuff and they weren't part of the Chaos franchise and stuff like that, or the Realms of Chaos, which was completely different. And that's the only time they brought out an army for fantasy, which was in the old days. I feel like they'll probably sprinkle like a new character here and there, which seems to be a pattern going, because they've done it for Khemri, they've done it for Bretonnians with the new the damsel on the unicorn, which is Lush model. It just makes me want to paint it, and Vicky just wants to get it because it looks awesome.
It's a display model, isn't it?
Absolutely, and even if you don't play, you can just buy it when you want to buy it, you know. So with I don't think they've done one for the Orcs, which is the Black Orc.
Mm-hmm.
Dwarfs, they redid the Slayer King. He was a new one.
Yes.
They redid his sculpt.
One, yeah.
And a Thane plastic shield bearer guy. That's a whole new range before that came out.
Did
they
do anything for the Wood Elves? Did they do any new characters for Wood Elves, or were they all old school?
I don't think they did. I think there was all old sculpts.
I think they were all old ones.
But did you notice? I don't know if there's one of the Wood Elf guys with the eagle with the spear. I swear he was in AOS back in the day. I can't remember.
They may well do. I know towards the start of AOS, that was where there was a lot of. It's where they said that certain characters got pulled through into AOS. So Teclis is one of the obvious examples.
Yeah.
There is the odd character that slipped through into AOS in the early days, and some of them have been killed off now. Some of the smaller characters have been killed off in AOS as they progress through the editions.
Mm.
Yeah. It's a bit of a strange one. Yeah, I don't know, because obviously they've still got quite a few armies to bring out. I
feel.
But where do they go? Where do they take Old World? What's the plan?
I feel like it's rising up for when Chaos invades Kislev before they wipe it off the map. Because I know in 9th Kislev wasn't no more. I think they did a campaign called the Storm of Chaos, I think it was, or where Archeon raised a massive force up as almost like a Abaddon in 40k terms.
Like a crusade, one of the crusades.
Yeah. He's got all the 4 gods on his side there, tried to win him over, but Archeon refused. Pretty much like 40k, it's like a mirror image, yeah? You can see a pattern coming.
Yeah.
And they did that. I think Kislev got wiped off. So it could be that, like, lead up to that.
But are they just then taking it back to the end times? Because they've effectively put an end point on Old World, haven't they? In the fact that the end times is a thing. It's not like 40k and OS where there's no defined ending to either of those.
Yeah.
Old World has an ending, so
it depends how far they want to. Depends how far they want to jump ahead. Because I can't really remember where that timeline is now in the Old Worlds, so I can't recall if they're going to just jump like a 50 years ahead. It could be anything. Or it could be something with Cath. you know, because they've got a Grand Bastion wall holding off Chaos and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So they could link it into that. I think there's one other campaign book out. I can't really remember, which is a CAF driven one, with the new the Princess Dragon Lady, which is the stunner model,
Yeah.
who she
Yeah,
transforms
really
herself
cool
into
model.
a dragon god type thing, which is epic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to say where they're going to go. I hope they give it some new lease of life, but
I really
we
hope
haven't
so.
we haven't seen as much previews in the last couple of not attempts, but shown of any old world stuff. It's mostly been like 40k, AOS, obviously. Um, Horus Heresy is becoming quite big
Heresy,
now.
yeah. Heresy's been the big one, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much been given big previews during the like I think was it the Nova one or LVO? I can't
Yeah.
remember which one.
Nova and Adepticon, I think, were the last two big ones.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah, it is tough. I do feel sad for it because it could have that potential of like revitalize it. I feel like GW have sabotaged their own project to not make it successful against
It was
other.
wild because, yeah, at first, because it was massive, wasn't it? And we'll go back
Oh
to this
yeah,
because loads of people hate on it, but the amount of effort that they put into the influencer um, market group, whatever you want to call it, like the influencer crowd, they farmed that out to so many people, and it got hyped so hard, so hard.
hmm
Don't get me wrong, people hated that. Combined with the fact that they then couldn't get it. So it's similar to what you were saying earlier. You couldn't get your hands on it, so the fact that influencers were. I know a lot of them, so take this as the sarcasm that it is. Loads of them were taking the stock and stuff like that. They weren't. They absolutely weren't. It was a completely different thing.
Hmm.
But they hyped it so hard at first that I mean that's why we're going to do the whole clickbait thing, just with the fact that it fell on its face. If they hadn't have done that and they'd have just brought it in slowly, I don't
I
think
think it would have
anybody
been
would.
no.
I mean, it wouldn't have gone anywhere probably, but at the same time, would I feel like people would have looked on it slightly more favourably than they do now. I think that
Yeah,
it had such a hard life when it first started because it got hyped so hard to then be like, cool, you brought out two armies. What's next? And
yeah.
they just
So
didn't do
I'm
anything. They
expected to
just went.
play.
They just went silent, absolute silence on it. All the influencers did all their stuff, and then there was a few who played a few games and stuff like that. But then there was absolute silence from influencers as well, and you're like, was that it? Was Old World just Tomb Kings and Bretonians? Is there going to be anything else?
Mhm.
So I think it had like a hard start in life. Um, so yeah, it's a tough one because it's like you say, it is. It's not that it's doing badly. People do buy into it.
Yeah,
People do enjoy it, but I wonder if it's never really lived up to those first few weeks just before release, where it
yeah.
was everywhere on Instagram.
hmm
Yeah, it was like
It's
the big thing,
it's
wasn't
yeah. It was like, and they GW have executed really the hype train quite well before they released all their stuff to the content creators. It's the driven like they almost did like what they did with 40k when 10th came out. They drip
it?
feed like this is what's changed and da 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 all that lot, which got me hooked personally. I was like, oh, this is awesome, you know, old fantasy
Yeah.
is coming back and stuff like that. And this is before I played a game and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that's how they did it in 10th, and it worked really well because it hooked people,
yeah.
and it's then it sort of fell, and I feel like it just slipped through their fingers from how they were doing it, and it just sort of flopped badly on launch day, where The site couldn't handle the traffic, which is quite a common occurrence with GW.
Yeah.
Managed to get onto GW, I managed to have stuff in my cart before I could even go to complete it.
Yeah.
It says stop unavailable and stuff like that. I feel like they have up their warehouse progress
It's definitely better now.
a lot.
It's definitely
It's a lot better, and I feel like they've learned the hard way with the old world in what not to do. And I feel I don't think because I think it's a new system that came out. They won't do it for any other system. Like they still do like the hype train coming out, like especially like 40k 11th edition is literally just around the corner. Literally, potentially, who knows? We could hear something in December. You never know. We haven't heard nothing before you even ask. I'm just making an assumption because from the previous pattern of 10th edition, that's when it's sort of dropped.
It's starting to ramp. When you look across the... I mean, we were the first to talk about it, let's be honest. We did a whole 11th edition thing way before everybody else. So maybe we kicked it off. But it does feel like everyone's starting to ramp into that sort of 11th edition hype. It's like it's already starting to go.
Absolutely, and especially where they dropped like the early data balance sheet as well. That's completely unheard of. That GW are quite a structural machine where they're quite particular in releasing certain things on a certain time period. It's like, so why have you released an early data sheet where we're not even in October, November time yet? It's like, is there something on the cards that you're not going to tell us yet, or whatever?
Yeah, it's odd.
But I do feel like AOS, not AOS, the old world, sorry. Brains fried.
That's how bad old world is. We all just know it as AOS, right?
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get some hate with this episode and stuff like that, but it's just our two honest opinions about this subject from me just playing one game and Ben not playing none. We still love the lore of the old worlds and fantasy. It's still there, and it's not a dig against that. I think it's more of a dig against GW's handling of it, and I think they missed a big money grab. What they could have done with Old World. So
massively, yeah.
I feel like if they dropped everything, it's like Bosh, here you go, here's all your army books on day one. People wouldn't have felt forced to went for Bretonnians or Tomb Kings just to get the rule book and the models and stuff like that. If they just went, Bosh, here you go, have fun, and everyone's happy, I feel like they've just missed it at that point. But I think there's sort of patching holes in the ship in a way. I feel CAF's done that a little bit. But I feel like the damage has already been done, and I feel like it's like, is it a specialist game, or is it a system to the main system? I feel like it's specialist.
I don't even know these days. Yeah.
I feel like it's a specialist game because I feel if it doesn't do well in the next couple of years, I reckon don't quote me on this, but I don't feel it will get supported again because.
It's possible.
I feel where I was a big fan and love. I don't know if you heard a game called Aeronautica Imperialis.
Oh yeah,
which is the fighter plane. Oh mate, I fucking love that game. That was epic. And they literally dropped it like hot shit, and that was it. It just got banned. Or GW didn't want to do it.
Yeah, it got dropped super quick by GW.
I was like, what the fuck? Who doesn't like being like a dogfighter? Like, everyone's seen Maverick. Who hasn't? You need to check yourself because Maverick and Top Gun and that's awesome. And you always play the music when you was playing Aeronautica. Just got to be done. But they dropped it like anything, and it's like, they've done it a few times back in the days where like the Legend of the Battle for Five Armies in the epic scale dropped it. Because it didn't make any money, they didn't support it.
what's the
War Master.
spaceship one? The
Battlefleet Gothic. Oh, that was
Battlefleet
epic.
Gothic. Yeah, Battlefleet Gothic.
That was
Speed
awesome.
Freaks.
But you know how Battlefleet Gothic and Epic are more supported now in the community than GW have ever been. And
I can say, yeah, the different ships you can get for Gothic now is insane. I follow what's his name, Tebacious or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce his name on Instagram. He does absolutely. He kit bashes loads of them, but he 3D prints loads of them. His Instagram page is just full of it, absolutely full of it, and it's incredible. I love it, absolutely love it. I think they look incredible.
Yeah, and everyone keeps hoping they'll bring out Battlefleet Gothic again. But I sort of don't want them to now because how they treated Warhammer Old World.
That's the problem, isn't it? When you look at how well supported it is in the community, and the fact that the community is supporting it better and turning it into a better game, GW coming in, if they treat it well and they bring that community along and they use that community, it could work. If they do the same thing as Old World, it could kill it hard because they'll come down on all of the community side of it. Because they won't want people to go and 3D print it. And
yeah, exactly. All those lawsuits and stuff like that, which is GW is known
Please
for.
don't sue us, GW. We love you.
I've got no money to my name anyway, so...
Oh, that's true, actually.
Good luck, GW.
Yeah, good luck suing us. Yeah, you're not going to get much out of it, so it's fine.
But...
this podcast that makes tons and tons of money.
Oh, yeah. We're millionaires. I just live in a 2-bedroom house.
It's a choice. It's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah. I live within my means. But, this is a random side tangent. But, at the end of the day, I feel like me and Ben are pretty much on the same terms of, we still love Old Worlds. We love the idea of it. It was just poorly executed, and it's the drip feeding of armies is a bad form, and it is what it is. The model is still fantastic. It's not worked, and the player base, depending on your areas, it's probably through thick and thin. Because you may have like a thick player base that just loves and breathes Old World. Fair play to you. But like me around here, my player base is quite thin. So
mine's zero. No, in my local club, nobody plays Old World. Some of them have got models. Nobody plays it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're all money minded, and we won't invest money into something that we won't get out of. You know, It's just going to gather dust. But yeah, that's about it, isn't it? I feel like we could just beat a dead horse constantly. Unfortunately,
it just feels like we could go on and on with this one. But it's I think I agree with you. I think we're both of a similar mind. I love fantasy. That was my game. That was what I wanted to come back and play. It's what I wanted to do, and I really wanted to succeed. I wanted I want there to be a new life breathed into it. I want it to work. I just don't know how they make it work. It's a real shame because I'd love it. I'd love it to be mainstream. I'd love it to be a core thing that everybody plays and everybody picks the models up for and stuff like that. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, but if we were rule designers, mate, we'd be making money. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
GW should just hire us.
If they just hire us, then Old World would be fixed tomorrow, right? But if anybody's just listening to this podcast, we have no idea what we'd do with Old World, but it's fine. We'd fix it.
Yeah. We'll just no. It's not about rule making. I think it's about distribution. That's it. How to make it better, get everyone else involved, and we'll just make it look good. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Sure, we can do that. Definitely.
So yeah. So what we're going to talk about next episode, Ben? I'm going to throw you in
back to 40k next time. Yeah. I know, because we're going back to 40k, right? So this
back to the motherland.
This goes back to This goes back to when we asked about what was I can't remember what number episode it was, whatever it was, where we asked for different themes, and it was like community one. One of the ones that came out of that was. I'm going to say, are vehicles too weak in 40k, or are vehicles too strong in 40k? It's going to be a really vehicle-centric one. We're going to be talking about tanks. We're going to be talking about dreadnoughts. We're going to be talking about differences between factions and stuff like that. It's going to be very, very vehicle heavy and about how we would fix vehicles in 40k. So
Yeah.
it should be an interesting one.
It's not just tanks, it's like knights as well. I'll probably throw some titans in there as well, because I feel like certain
anything
titans,
with the vehicle keyword, it counts.
I feel like certain titans are too over points for what they do. I think it's almost like a name status, but we can get into that.
Warhound. Looking at you, Warhound.
How many points is that? But
It's
anyway,
it's like 1,500 points, and it's like one of the worst models to play in 40k. It's absolute rubbish. Let's talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah. So, this is our comfort blanket. It's like talking about 40k. It's fine.
We'll fall back to 40k. It's what we know. We can bash 40k easily because we've all spent far too much money on 40k.
Yeah, and we think we know it all. But yeah. So yeah. Sweet.
All right. So we know what we're doing. We know what we've done for the past 2 weeks. We know what we're doing for the past 2 weeks.
Yep.
We all know that we love Old World, but it's rubbish. And let's talk vehicles next time. And on that note,
sweet, sounds good.
Hopefully you enjoyed. Yeah. If you disagree with us at any point, so you've got any ideas about where they think they should take Old World, because genuinely, as we've just talked about it, I have no idea where they should and could take Old World. So if you've got some ideas about how they should, please drop them in the comments. Please message us. I love talking Old World. It's still a massive passion of mine. I absolutely love fantasy back in the day, and I'd love to see it come back. So, yeah, if anybody's got any ideas, drop in the comments. Just send us a DM. It'd be amazing. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please obviously do the standard things: like, follow, subscribe, wherever you found the podcast. It does us a massive favour. It sort of really helps us to know where to push the channel going forward. You can find me over at First Rank Wargaming on Instagram, Dave.
Dave_hobby_corner.
It's above our heads where it always is on YouTube. You can come over on the Discord as well. Yeah. So I'll drop a link to the Discord as well. Discord's not up there. Our names are up here. It's point up there on YouTube, not on Spotify. You can't see me doing this. It's crazy. Our Discord will be in the link below as well. We chat and share stuff on Discord. So more stuff than goes on the Instagrams. There's a lot more on the Discord.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for listening as always. And we'll see you next time.
Right, cheerio. Bye.
Bye.